Welcome back to Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. Last time we completed this map, Escape, and now it's time for the final trial map, Trapped. This one requires you to connect sacred stones, and I want to start this one quickly because this is a pretty long one. Defend for 10 turns, and thus the maximum tactics requirement is 10 turns exactly. It can't take any more, can't take any less. And the power requirement, we need to kill 70 enemies. That's quite a lot. So, they looked like two perfectly normal ships, but once they set sail, their pirate crews flew their true colors. Now Ike's party has been split up, and he must fight until they are reunited once again. I'm sorry, but that's kind of fun. This map copies Chapter 13, but this time all 3 vessels are hostile. And we've got enemies all around, once again back to the generic red color scheme, and we are split up across all 3 of the ships, just like the blurb told us. And once again, we have annoying sleep staff bishops, although this time a lot of them are positioned in places where we can kill them on the first turn, if we position our characters right. Also, we have by far the biggest deployment allowance of any trial map here, so that should hopefully be kind of useful. One thing that I kind of like doing on this map is bringing both Rayson and Tanith and having Tanith with a support with Rayson, because if she rescues Tanith, the support is still effective, and that does require her to have Savior, though, I guess, and that requires her to remove Reinforce, but anyway. Let's just choose our units now. So I definitely want Ike, Nasir, Mighty Delincia, Miss probably a good idea, Nephany, Jill, Rayson might be hard to protect on this map, I'll need to be careful of him. Soren, Gatry, Titania, Stefan. Okay, well, obviously we want to bring Nisala, and if you've got any other filler slots, maybe Tanith? I guess Tanith's probably fine. Tanith or Joffrey's not a bad idea, or maybe even Khalil. Leth's probably a bit too weak to hold her own at this point. Actually, though, there is Petrine. Though Tanith is a flyer. But I feel like Petrine's going to be more durable overall, so let's bring Petrine here. Also, though, that means I will need to sort out Petrine's items. So let's have her take some axes. And I guess she can take a bolt axe, because her magic is decent. And a silver lance. Yeah, that should be fine for now. Nisala should be fine. Stefan, I think, is okay on weapons. Titania needs... Yeah, she's going to go ahead and grab... I'm so sorry, Sharon, but I'm going to have to take your Tomahawk again. And speaking of taking stuff from Shaharam, let's go ahead and give the full guard to Alincia once more. And equip that. As what Alincia will be using, let's see. Yeah, I guess she'll have to take a Restore Staff. She could probably go with Silence again, just like that last map. Nasir should be fine. Once again, I think I'll give Nasir my Speed Wing. Nephany on weapons is probably okay. Miss should be alright. Rayson is... I think Rayson's okay on weapons. Soren's fine. Gatry should be mostly fine. Okay, so now it's time for positioning, and this is where things really, really matter. Okay, this guy is very close to one of our deployment positions, so someone with low movement who can reach him on the first turn is good, because low movement characters won't be as useful elsewhere. Now, to get to you, I think I can... Can I range weapon you from over there? Don't know if the mask will block that or not, but it might. But in that case, I could use a flyer. Yeah, maybe let's bring a flyer down there just in case. Gotta remember that you support Soren, so maybe you should go near where Soren is. And I guess Soren should go near where Ike is, so maybe there. You also have Sleep, so maybe Nephany should go over here, I guess. And maybe Petrine too, although... Yeah, Rayson needs to go somewhere where he can easily fly to safety if things get bad, so perhaps there? Actually, wait a minute. Although, if Valencia's down here... Yeah, I actually... Wait, you're Silence, not Sleep, so don't actually need a flyer down there. So my other flyer should be... Yeah, Alicia needs to go somewhere where she can easily get to safety on the first turn. So I suppose Jill should stay down here. She can probably work on cleaning up this boat early. Now, where are there less ranged weapons? Actually, there aren't that many ranged weapons on this boat, so Nasia being here is probably a good thing. Especially if I take out the sniper on the first turn. That seems okay. Just have to make sure that Stefan doesn't get very unlucky on his first turn, which easily could happen. But I think for now, let's do this. The final trial map character, unlocked after beating the game 15 times. Seriously, who has done this without hacking? I guess maybe speedrunners, but it's still ridiculous. But your reward for this is appropriately ridiculous. We get Ashnard. Yes, that's right, the big bad himself. He only has his normal mode stats, not his berserk hard mode stats, but it's not like that really matters. He still has well above the strength and defense cap of most other characters, is mounted with 10 movements, has pretty good speed by Bjork standards, and comes with an incredibly powerful 1 to 2 range sword. He does have an S rank in swords and an A rank in axes, so you can give him other weapons, but really, why would you want to? But that's not even the most broken thing about Ashnard. So, you know how he had Goddess-blessed armor that could only be damaged by Goddess-blessed weapons during the main story? Yeah, he still has that. And obviously, none of the trial map enemies have Goddess-blessed weapons. So, Ashnard's invincible. Yep, if you're crazy enough to actually unlock this guy, just go nuts. I'm sure using him in the trial maps is incredibly fun. I've never unlocked him myself, so I wouldn't know, but it seems fun. That's really all there is to say. I guess I can give one bit of trivia here. If you somehow hack Ashnard to be playable during the main storyline, Golgoront is not Goddess blessed, so it can't actually damage himself and the Black Knights. Weird thing, that. So, I think if Ike goes up here, the seize point should be clear. There aren't any enemies who can fly on the map at this point. But I have a very good feeling there are going to be Raven reinforcements at some point in this map. And yeah, there are only 39 enemies to start with on the map, so you need to kill a lot, and I mean a lot of 36 enemies, even less. That is cool. Patrina's not counted as part of the same faction as the rest of us. I never noticed that before, but that's actually pretty... like, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So, that's cool. I like that. You know, understandable Patrine wouldn't be considered part of the Grail Mercenaries or the Crimean Army. I didn't realize the trial map bonus characters did that. Speaking of which, I might have to just show something with Oliver. There were some people who claimed that Oliver had Power Hungry Fool as his battle theme. Oh, and we can attack through that. The downside is that we can't really do much damage to that bishop. So in that case, maybe Stefan will first attack one of these guys. I really don't like the fact that you guys have good crit rates against Stefan, especially when Stefan doesn't crit you in return. And yeah, Stefan, by Swordmaster standards, is not the best dodge tank, and I just realized I totally screwed that up because Soren still can't kill this guy. But I guess we can at least try and go for a depth or a crit here. And we get a crit. Okay, so what I really should have done is, my brain just dirt there, I should have had Soren clear out one of the physical enemies and Stefan kill the bishop. So that's 2 Sleep Staff bishops down. There's one more there, but he's obviously not long for this world. And yeah, whoever goes down there risks getting hit by a Swordmaster, so it doesn't really matter who I use here. Only has Tomahawk you in case ranged attackers come. This will be Sleep Staff bishop number 3. Or not. You know, something told me that was going to happen, so let's just Lightning Javelin you. Now it's Sleep Staff bishop number 3 down. In case of emergency, I do have the Ashura Staff. Gotta remember that. Okay, no range weapon. There aren't a lot of range weapons on this map, which is interesting, apart from the generals guarding the bridges here. Yeah, let's just go for the silver axe, I guess. And the interrupting boss theme is still present. I just realized I probably should have put you near Stefan, because your Daunt will reduce the chance of him getting critical, but again, benefit of hindsight. Yeah, pretty sure none of the enemies can actually get in there this turn. If I'm wrong, I will be finding out the very hard way. Okay, so first things first, Jill... I forgot Hauteclair. That was stupid. But Jill will take you down. Probably should have had Hauteclair and Jill's inventory at the end of my epilogue file, but... yeah, that's a problem. But at least you're down. And I think I'll keep Jill here. Lagoon stone it up. Meanwhile, Mist will finish off you. Hopefully. Again, don't want to miss here. Of course I did. Of course I did. Canalincia? Thought not. Okay. What should Nasala do? I think maybe for now, although I guess Nasala could take out a Siege Tome. And you're not likely in range of Nasirian's Provoke, so I might as well do this. Nasala's movement does make him pretty flexible in maps like this. Nope. The other reason why I like Nasala is because of his insanely good evasion. I always like dodge tanks in Fire Emblem games. Not a lot of people do, but... I mean, it really says something that Ced is one of my favorite Fire Emblem characters of all time. Now, Lincia will hopefully just go out into the ocean and not die. I think Rayson can get back there without anyone being able to attack him, so maybe that should be his first port of call. Okay, moment of truth time. I think silence is affected by how close you are. That's pretty unlucky to be getting on the first turn. Something tells me that I've played this map before and that's happened then too. Mist doesn't really have the best resistance as far as magic users go, so I'm not surprised that hit, but... at least Elincia's pretty close with her Restore Staff. I kind of wanted you to attack Ike, and this is why I really should have brought Hauteclair. And this is why I was really worried about bringing Stefan. Well, at least he dodged one thing. I feel like that's not going to last, but we'll see. Speaking of not going to last, I don't think you're going to last. Yeah, I could really use Mist being able to use the Ashura Staff right about now. And that's the main thing I was worried about. That's only one sniper, though. There is a second sniper, and there's also some Swordmasters. Anything with a high crit rate, except maybe Berserkers, Stefan really doesn't like fighting. He also really hates Siege Tomes. He did dodge there, but usually Stefan's evasion is not the greatest when it comes to Swordmasters. Speaking of evasion on Swordmasters, a lot of people have pointed out how the whole, like, alternate male-female caps are particularly punishing in this game to Swordmasters, because usually females get higher speed, which is a very good stat at the cost of less defense and strength. And usually that's fair, because speed is an amazingly important stat, and so having less, you're out of Ike's support range, I just need to remember. Like, having more speed is a pretty good trade-off for having less defense and strength. But with Swordmasters, they all have the same speed cap, and so all females get is a bit more resistance, which doesn't really matter all that much. But in Radiant Dawn, they kind of did something about that. In Radiant Dawn, female Swordmasters have a higher luck cap by 5 points. So they actually do dodge more than male Swordmasters. And considering that Swordmasters are a class all about dodging, that really does benefit them. But also, it doesn't mean that male Swordmasters are worthless, because male Swordmasters still have that pretty good strength, and Swordmasters' strength stats are actually pretty good in Radiant Dawn overall. So, in general, that was a good way to balance it, I find. Yeah, I'm really wishing Patrine could do this right about now. Didn't really need to equip the, one to do range weapon, honestly. Okay, Seven's actually performing a little better here than I expected he would. Oh, I just realized I need to move Mist in order to restore Staff her, and that means she won't be able to Ashura Staff this turn. Yeah, and here's another reason why Wrath Resolve Nasir is really good, because Nasir falls just short of one-rounding a lot of enemies in these trial maps without Resolve. Maybe I should have given him an energy drop, actually. But I needed those energy drops to cap a few stats, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. Yep, you're definitely dead. Only turn 1 and it's already been 15.5 minutes according to my recorder. So, yeah, brace yourselves. This is a long map. A very long map. It's not really that hard in my opinion, it's just very long. Usually when this map ends, I'm praying for a AAA rank only so I don't have to do it again. Well, no reinforcements that turn. Annoyingly, Ike is stuck here and can't move, unless Soren wants to take over guarding duty, which might not be a terrible idea, actually. Your silence for 4 turns. That stupid silence, Bishop. Ugh. I wish I could tell exactly how much hit that had. You only have 20 magic. How did you hit with silence? And silence means I shouldn't... Huh. That's cool. Well, that's good to know at least. It means that magic swords aren't affected by silence status. But healing obviously is, which is a major problem. Can Gatred double these? Yes, he can double these generals. Maybe he should get to work on these generals, or he could just try and spear the bolting guy. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Get rid of another siege tome. Because he's not likely to one-round the generals anyway without Luna, but, speaking of Luna... Yeah, sorry if I'm not really saying all that much interesting right now. I'm just kind of figuring out what I will do with this whole Mist being silenced dilemma that I'm currently having. Okay, you have an elixir, which is good. You have a vulnerary, which is not bad. And you have your face, which is also pretty good. Again, I really wish Patrine had this, but trial map characters' skills are completely fixed because you can't change around skills in the trial maps. Guess I can move you down there. Let's just finish you off. I'll probably need Nasala to go on reinforcement fighting duty soon. Pretty sure flying enemies will eventually spawn. I still wish... So yeah, something about, like, Lonely Isle, just thinking about it, is that would have been a perfect opportunity to have some Pegasus enemies fightable in the trial maps, because that's one really weird thing about this game. You only see enemy Pegasus Knights during the 4th part of Chapter 17. And that's the only time you ever see them. It's weird. Like, that might be... I don't think any other Fire Emblem game that has Pegasus Knights in it, and, well, a lot of Fire Emblem games have Pegasus Knights in them, because And Pegasus Knight is, I don't know if I talked about this before, but apparently the class name Pegasus Knight is trademarked by Intelligent Systems, which seems a bit weird to me because I know that Warhammer Fantasy has Pegasus Knights, and they got away with that. But anyway, most Fire Emblem games had Pegasus Knights in them, and that means most of them, yeah, would, okay, yeah, I can have Soren go down here and grab Ice Elixir. That's probably a good plan. So I kind of feel like, of all the Fire Emblem games, Path of Radiance has the least enemy Pegasus Knights. And again, like, that's weird, seeing how much of an iconic class they are in the series. Swordmaster there is slightly more likely to hit Stefan, so I should probably go for him first. But I just thought that Lonely Isle, or even any of the trial maps, would be a perfect opportunity to put in more enemy Pegasus Knights or Falcon Knights, but for some reason they decided not to. Instead, they stuffed Lonely Isle full of Wyvern Lords, which, yeah, have massive defense and are really hard to take down. I mean, Falcon Knights would be probably equally hard to take down given their really high speed caps. In this game, at least. Okay, just because, like, just on principle, you are going to die right now. Actually, hopefully you don't do too much damage with Nosferatu. Well, you didn't get a chance to because cancel happened. God, ugh. Someone should make a count of the number of times I've done that. It's a lot. Definitely a lot. Now let's see if I can get rid of another sniper. And if all goes according to plan, this should be the last time you ever hear this song, which is actually pretty sad. It's a good song. But that's not to say that Radiant Dawn doesn't have its fair share of good songs. Radiant Dawn does have a lot of them. I gave a sneak preview of my thoughts on Radiant Dawn's music, though, in some of the other videos. I will say that I find Path of Radiance's soundtrack more consistent overall. There are some pretty forgettable songs in Radiant Dawn. A lot of the cutscene music in that game, I don't mean like as in like actual animated cutscenes, I mean like dialogue scenes. A lot of the music in those scenes in Radiant Dawn I find very forgettable. And a lot of Radiant Dawn's map themes are forgettable, but the ones that aren't forgettable are just some of the best map themes in the entire series. I can't wait to get to Endgame. 2 Endgame, as you can probably tell, is, it's probably my favorite chapter in the whole series. 2 Endgame. It's just that good. I love 2 Endgame. Even though if you don't experience abuse hard, you can just end it in one turn. That's not how I'm going to be doing it, though, obviously. I mean, I might show that as, like, bonus footage, because, you know, it's something you can do. It's much like how I showed the chief strategy for, you know, Chapter 22 in this game. And you have to remember that the edges of these ships count as extra tiles, so a lot of enemies can't shoot over them. Is there anyone I can... no one useful I can silence. I can physic... nobody really helpful either. Okay, this guy should die now, though. And hopefully soon we'll have cleared off of the initial waves of enemies, and that will just mean reinforcement bonanza time. Pretty sure this map doesn't end if all enemies are gone, like the majority of defend maps in Path of Radiance. As I just implied then, that's not the case in Radiant Dawn. In fact, I think every defend map in Radiant Dawn can be ended early, most of them very, very early. Although 3-5 is a little tricky in that regard. You can end that in one turn, but it requires a bit more setup than your average Radiant Dawn defend map. Nice dodge there. And I'm also really glad that Silence doesn't shut out the Sonic Sword. I'm mostly worried about Stefan this turn, though. Obviously, my spear is better than yours. And here is the part that I was worried about in particular. Okay, that wasn't a crit, so that's good. At this point, I don't want to speak too soon, but I should be fine. Yeah, that spear could have crit. Because spears do have 5 extra critical. So, I don't know, while we're in a bit of a lull for things to talk about, what do you think of the trial maps overall? I know they're not particularly interesting, they don't have any story attached to them or anything like that, but, I guess in some ways they're kind of a precursor to some of the challenge DLC maps in later games. And I guess since half of these require other games to unlock and an external device, you could technically consider them DLC in this one. But I find the trial maps pretty fun overall, although it is a bit sad the enemies in the trial maps are so much more competent than they are during the main story. Like, it just really goes to show. I mean, I feel like maybe the trial map enemies are just all lunatic level. Okay, first batch of reinforcements. Those are all Swordmasters, aren't they? Yep, all Swordmasters. Okay, this could be a slight issue. However, if I can goad them all into attacking Nasala, which probably won't happen because Gatry's over here and he's kind of stuck in this place. Yeah, nah, they're all going to go for Gatry if they can. However, Gatry might still be able to get a few of them with Luna. But really what I'd like to do is have them all go for Nasala, because that way they'd all get doubled and would all die because they're low defenses. Nasala's a pretty much perfect Swordmaster counter. Because he has that whole thing going of being guaranteed to double any Bjork. Alternatively, yeah, I could try rescuing Gatry, but I doubt I'll be able to get out of range of those Swordmasters. You've got to remember that they can also move through any of these generals as if they weren't there, because anyone can move through anyone of the same faction in this game. Okay, now good news now is it should be safe to have Alincia do this. Yay, Miss can talk again, which is good, because Miss talking is amazing. She has a lot of great lines in this game. That's one thing that I love about Path of Radiance. It just gets the sibling relationship between Ike and Mist so well. I was about to say Fire Emblem is usually good at doing sibling relationships, but then I realized that this is a series infamous for incest subtext, so I still think the series doesn't have nearly as much incest as a lot of people think it does. Really, the only cases are some actual cases of it in Fire Emblem 4 and Sacred Stones. And I mean, you know, of course, Fates, but that has the... I don't really want to get into that because that's one of the things that I just really don't like that much about that game. I'll just say I feel like they kind of undermined their core theme just for the sake of waifu and husband was there. But anyway, like, Ike and Mist are great. I love, well, I was going to say that I love Chrom and Lissa's relationship in Awakening, and then I realized it's not really gone into as much as it really could. They have a lot of good moments early in the story, but then it just sort of stops. It's just, at times I almost wonder, I mean, this is just kind of irrelevant here, I probably shouldn't be going into this, but at times I almost wonder if the first 11, it's 11 chapters. If the first 11 chapters of Awakening were written by completely different people than the entire rest of the game, because the first 11 chapters, like the Pledgia arc, I think is actually some of the best storytelling I've ever experienced in the series. I still love the Pledgia arc, and then everything goes completely downhill after that. Well, not completely downhill. It's not terrible, it's just nowhere near as good as the Pledgia arc was, and then Valm is completely filler, which is always annoying. Do I even need to Ashura Staff this turn? I don't think I do. Of course, I can't actually get it used. Let's just go for the Brave Axe. This is almost certain to get at least one guard. I almost can cancel again. And probably at least one Adept as well. No, it didn't even get guard. Wow. Well, there's Adept, but it's a bit too late. And there's guard, but it's way too late. I should have moved Soren first so Jill could Kanto into the defense spot, and then Soren would be free to do whatever he wanted to. Oh well. Nasir will need to refresh his transform soon. But we've almost cleared out all of the initial enemies. And yeah, that's only 36 kills out of 70. So that should tell you something. Well, only 2 of them can attack Gatry per turn. The others will go for Nasala and likely get killed, so that's a good consolation at least. Yeah, I don't think anyone will be able to jump on the Seize Point if Soren goes over here. So let's have Soren go over here. I mean, I said it before, back when I actually was doing Chapter 13, but I have once had a crow seize the Seize Point on that chapter, which was painful, to say the least. What the heck, let's do this. Yeah, here the stairs and these boats actually are spawning reinforcements. Yeah, I guess I'll chant for you. So maybe I should keep you there just in case. I have a feeling we'll be getting reinforcements from, like, the sides of the maps that I'll need Jill to go for sometime soon. Okay, Swordmasters, let's see. I knew that a few of you would attack Gatry, but let's see if Gatry can Luna a few of you. Well, that's no Luna. In fact, I don't really want Lunas, because, yeah, if I got Lunas there, it would mean more Swordmasters attack Gatry, and that would mean less Swordmasters attack Nasala and die. And we are kind of on the clock here. We need to get 70 kills in 10 turns. I still can't believe that the first time I did this trial map in that very, very old playthrough ages ago, I got AAA rank on my first try. I mean, I was really relieved that happened, because this is a very long map, and I would, yeah, not want to spend that much time and not get a AAA rank. Well, you actually hit Nasala, but your punishment was a critical. I hope you're proud of yourself. Oh, I thought that would happen. Well, looks like it's time for Jill. And looks like although they don't have nearly as much defense, well, some of them don't have nearly as much defense as the ones from, okay, so 2 of them have ranged weapons. Okay, plan. Plan is Soren. That's the plan. Alternatively, Patrine, but I think Soren stands a better chance of one-rounding these Wyvern Lords. I'll need to get Jill down there too, but Soren's going to be most effective here. Don't like the idea of Soren being hit by a Killer Axe, though. Okay, I will only be able to lure in one of the ranged Wyverns this turn. And that is a Killer Lance, and Soren's luck isn't the best in the world. If I rescue Ike, you know what? I can probably do that, and I don't really have that many characters at this point who really desperately need to do anything at the moment, so I'm going to use a rescue chain to drop Ike in support range of Soren. In fact, if I drop him directly adjacent, I don't need to worry about criticals either. So let's see how I can go about doing that. Firstly, let's get rid of this Swordmaster here. Don't need to use anything better than a regular Silver Lance, although it's not really like weapon uses matter in the trial maps. So yeah, you're gone. Now that General is the only one who remains of the initial waves of enemies. So, rescue chain time. Titania grabs Ike. Titania moves... Yeah, Titania moves there. Katrine, take Ike. Drop Ike next to Soren. And I guess you be on hand to fight the Wyvern Lords, and Jill will also be on hand to fight the Wyvern Lords, although I'd kind of like her to fight that General as well. That's also not exactly Mist's job, because Mist can't, yeah. And you have a crit rate against me, so let's not do that then. Also, Alincia does need to be careful of those flyers. And you're going to go block that spot off. And yeah, speaking of flyers, I'm going to need to have people stand directly on the defend point now. Otherwise, there could be problems. Let's do that. These generals pretty much don't move. I was about to say generally, but that would sound like a pun, and puns are evil. Let's not make puns. Thought you'd do that, so that's good. But I will need Nasala to get back down there soon. So I want those Wyvern Lords eliminated quickly. Otherwise, they might start being even slightly a threat, but more I just want to kill off the enemies fast because we need to kill a lot before the end. So far we've got... This would be... That's the Tomahawk, right? Yes, it is. These were 5 reinforcements, right? And then there were 5 Swordmasters, so that's 10 more. So we're currently sitting at 46 if we kill all of these. Which is still not even anywhere near close. And there's more. Okay, let's see. 2 ranged weapons there, annoyingly. And Soren isn't quite in range either. But now I need someone to stand down there. Actually, wait, Soren is in range. Soren can do this. Yeah, what I'd really like is for every one of them to go for Soren, but I don't know if that's going to actually happen. I'm remembering now, the last time I did this map, I had a trained Tanith with, I think, the Sonic Sword, so she did pretty well against the Wyvern Lords flying out into the water and fighting them that way. I might need to trade that Tomahawk over to Jill. Alternatively, all of you have only physical weapons, so... If Jill smacks down the only ranged guy with her Brave Axe... Gotta keep an eye on the Brave Axe's uses. Okay, gotta make sure these Wyvern Lords don't attack anyone who can't one-round them either, and Ike sometimes can't one-round them. And I don't think Soren will be able to get anywhere to attack any of the others. Do any of them have range to Stefan? Doesn't look like any of them do. Guess Petrie needs to go down there. Tanya needs to head back around. Rayson will be safe for emergencies, because obviously he can't get attacked by any of those. Elincia will... Anyone Elincia can heal? I'm not even sure if Nasala... And in fact, Nasala probably doesn't want round either of you guys, so... I can't have him enter your ranges. He just has to hover in that general area. Well, now might be a time to test if the Night Killer actually works on Mist or not. If people were actually right about that. What the heck, let's check that. Actually, while I'm at it, yeah, maybe go ahead and heal Jill. Heal your support partner. Which, actually, in some games does give support points, and in Radiant Dawn does as well. Something that I forgot about Radiant Dawn is that that game works on the more standard support system from other games in the series, rather than the system of this game, where it's just based on chapters. In that game, chapters give the biggest boost to support points, but you can also gain support points by healing. You actually get a lot by rescuing and carrying someone, surprisingly enough. And other things. Oh, I hate it when you guys canto into the water. Of course, you know, support in that game don't really mean all that much. We'll be talking about that once I get to Radiant Dawn. And I didn't even go for Mist anyway. Well, I had enough uses to do that at least. Maybe I should have brought that extra hammer and stuff. It's kind of rare to see Axe Wyvern Lords in this game. On the enemy side, at least. Oh, just barely not. It's not broken yet, though. I thought more things would spawn from there, and I'm guessing you're all Siege Tomes. Yeah, I thought as much. However, of course, Betraying's only forms of range attack are magical, so that's not really the most useful of things. Ah, these enemies are annoying. Yeah, Soren can't actually get to you at all. Might actually have to use Rayson, because I don't want you... Although you'll probably suicide on the enemy phase, so maybe I don't need to be too worried about you. I think I had a slightly trained Elincia in my other file as well, so she might have kind of helped. I forget exactly how good she was. That was also a hard mode file, so I presume I didn't have a lot of bonus experience to spend on her. 2 uses, I thought so. Yeah, Brave Axe is pretty worn down by now. Okay, the spears. The spears are the thing that I want gone the most at this point. So let's hopefully take out one spear by doing this. I love how Miss Horse just casually walks backwards to dodge that. I suppose Ike could go for an ether here. Maybe. Nope, but he got a critical. Has Ike only ever done his non-kill critical animation once outside of that Black Knight scripted fight? Because that might actually be the case. Unfortunately, none of you are equipping your Siege Tomes yet. Fortunately for... Oh, actually, fortunately for me, one of you is, so that guy's gone. I was about to say, fortunately for me, I do have a 2 use left Brave Lance, which has been more useful to me in the trial maps than I thought it would be. Sometimes you just really need Gatry to do 2 attacks on someone. Okay, so this guy's down, and the other 2 will definitely be down by the time this is over. Let's just go for the dead certainty, just to make absolutely sure. I am not missing a 99 here. I do think Elwyn looks kind of cool in this game. A lot of the wind magic looks pretty cool in this game. Shame it is really weak. Radiant Dawn buffed it, but at the cost of horrifically nerfing Thunder Magic. You don't want to know how bad Thunder Magic is in Radiant Dawn. It's just, I don't know what they did, but... I don't know why they did what they did, but they did, and it's not good. Adept, maybe? No. However... Oh, I actually can get to you from here. Nice. I thought the side of the ship there was 2 wide rather than 1 wide. This reminded me a little bit of high ground bonuses in Radiant Dawn, but I can't wait to talk about that when I get to that game. Yeah, I guess you'll go, like, there? And at this point, I'm just downright hoping that this map doesn't end if all enemies on the map are dead. Yeah, I have to go all the way down there. Let's just get rid of you. I could leave the bolting guy alive, just to be sure, but like it says exactly 10 turns for the A rank tactics requirement, which means it probably can't go on for less than 10 turns. Yeah, bolting could potentially crit Stefan too, so... Might as well do this. I mean, the equivalent map during the main story did end when all the enemies died, so I really hope I didn't screw this up. But I guess if I did, it gives me a chance to equip Hauteclair, which I still feel dumb for not bringing. Please don't end. Please don't end. Good, didn't end. Even though there are no enemies left on the map. Problem is, at this point, I've forgotten where the next group of reinforcement spawns from. So, not really sure what to do here. Okay, double spawn. And we're now surrounded by sword masters over there, and we have Killer Lance, Tomahawk. That's the exact same batch, isn't it? Okay, so once again, let's lock in the ranges of the 2 ranged ones. Okay. My dream is to get Soren over there. That will guarantee that the 2 ranged ones die. Alternatively, I could try bolt/blizzarding them down, but I don't know if I'll be able to do that. Yeah, Soren can get... That is racing range, right? Yeah, that is. So Soren could actually go over here, bolting, not you, bolting one of the range guys, and then get Adept for no reason. Yeah, then I'll have Rayson trade him Blizzard, chant for him, and then... Oh, but then if I do that, then I won't be able to... Because I'll have Blizzard still equipped, unless Blizzard only has 2... It only has 2 uses left, that's perfect. So let's get Ike over there-ish. I feel like that doesn't count as enchant range of Rayson, but we'll see, I guess. Okay, 2 of these sword masters are very slow. But they're still capable of doubling Gatry and still not getting doubled by Nephany because why 26 speed cap? Ugh. Nephany really deserved a better speed cap, but oh well. That's 1 out of 4 sword masters gone. I suppose I could... No, I'm going to save the Brave Lance for an emergency. Like, if there's only 1 Swordmaster left on the map, and I need to kill him to get my ranking, and there's no one else who can attack him but Gatry. That's what I'll save this for. It's always funny when they do that. You guys do have some pretty good crit rates on you, though. I might also need to have Mist heal. Or Alincia could heal. Heal the person that you were originally planned to support with in one version of the game. I just thought there's something that I could talk about, but I think I'll save talking about that until the very end of this trial map, because this will end up being the final part of this series. And you know what? I feel like the other batch of Wyvern Lords are going to spawn down there soon, so I think I'll need to get Jill back. It doesn't look like any of them can attack this bridge there. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Obviously not canceling Rayson there, that would be really stupid. Yeah, so Soren... No, don't do that. Soren can now get on that step. Oh, I forgot to trade Soren Blizzard, but it should be okay. I can stand behind him to... I can... Oh, okay. I was going to say Ike stands behind him to make sure the Killer Lance can't crit, but... Ike actually has to stand in front of Rayson now. Because of... Yeah, now Rayson can actually get attacked. But yeah, now he can't, so that's a problem. Might as well throw this on. Okay, now Soren has to not get criticaled. I mean, the chances of it are pretty low, because he has to get hit in the first place and then critical, which... Very unlikely, but it could happen. But if Rayson gets attacked, he's definitely in danger, so... Why the heck did you do that? Not only is Nisala guaranteed to kill you, he also has Vantage. I will never understand the enemy AI sometimes. You probably had better overall chances of survival if you attacked Gatry. Once again, attacking something that has Vantage when you're on low HP. But we are slowly whittling down these Swordmasters. Yeah, I knew one of you had full health though, so you're not going to die this turn. Yeah, I was about to say unless Neffany crits, but she didn't, so you're not going to die this turn. Mode of Truth time. Okay, that is not a critical, that's good. Just notice the ladder leading up to the mast there. That's a pretty nice detail in the background, even though it doesn't really affect anything. Another Wyvern down. 2 left, and I thought so. I also thought so. That's 3, right? Yep, that's 3 of them. And fortunately, because the Meteor guy spawned there, it means he gets doubled, so Gatry can kill you. This has probably been Gatry's best trial map so far. Nine enemies on the map currently. And yeah, you're the exact same batch as before, so spear, spear. Yeah, you can only attack with bolting, unfortunately. So that means I will have to indignation you. Thinking of luring all the other Wyvern Lords into going for Mist, but I'm not sure that's wise. Because a few of them could hit her. When I heard that, I heard, but I'm nervous. What's that here? You'll understand what that is when I get to Radiant Door. Oh crap, that's actually really bad. Good. Didn't crit me. I freaked out for a second there. If that had crit Jill, she may have actually died. Yeah, let's chant for both of you this turn. Yeah, that could have been terrible. Maybe I can get Ike down there. Can Elincia? Don't think so. Okay. Yeah, I want to get rid of the bolting ones first, because they're the biggest threat due to bolting actually having a crit rate. Don't think Elincia will be able to finish off that Swordmaster Nephany weakened either. It'd be funny if she could, but I also feel like her hit rate won't be 100%, so it'll be a case of if she misses it, she will die. 12 defense. I mean, it's technically a possibility. I can try. Yeah, so overall, once you clear out the initial enemies on the ships, this map isn't too bad. It's mostly just, like, the main tension comes from being sure to kill all, like, enough reinforcements that you need. So let me just quickly check this. 72. So, like, both those attacks are going to be in a row. But it's not worth it, because this Swordmaster is guaranteed to die on the enemy phase no matter which of these three that he attacks, so, yeah, not worth it at all. I mean, it'd be cool to actually see Elincia get a kill here, but, like I said, not worth it. That Swordmaster is going to die at 0 risk to us if he... Also just realized I need to heal you, and I also just realized, so... That wouldn't have killed even if you had crit, that's good to know. Still, I really don't want to take my chances. I could actually rescue drop Soren into there. Don't really like the idea of him getting hit by a Brave Lance, though. Is that... It's not an Ike support range. Well, that could actually be a problem. Especially against that Brave Lance. I may have to make use of Provoke here. That might have actually cost me. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, I think you're just throwing the spear. You're not actually attacking me physically because there's the ship between us. Unfortunately, the Brave Lance does not provoke into you, so... Although I actually feel like the Brave Lance couldn't have attacked you anyway. And yeah, like I said, this guy was guaranteed to die regardless, so... And for good measure... Let's just do that. You know, although I just thought it's kind of sad that this will actually be the last time we get to see all these characters fighting. Oh, I guess the Brave... Nope, that wasn't the Brave Lance. But I guess someone was fell for provoke. Okay, I need to eliminate all of you in the next turn. Hopefully. Oh, of course. The one that I wanted to get provoked was the one who didn't get provoked. As long as one of these misses, I'm good. Well. That was a heart attack. I just noticed that when the first one hit, I was like, oh, okay, that's actually not going to be a kill. Oh, I thought that would happen. Yep, everything. They're like, send in everything. Oh, unfortunately, the meteor guy spawned quite far away this time. Who's the one that Gatry can actually kind of kill. Okay, so this is a bit of a problem. Let's see. If Ike gets close enough... Yeah, often when these maps have like a pattern of reinforcements like this, they eventually have the send in everyone phase at the very end. You know what? Let's not do that yet. Kind of hoping for something like Adept here. Don't know if we need to kill all of these to meet the enemy kill requirement or not. Let's actually put you there for the time being. Because now I can... They both have the same accuracy, but oh well. I guess we can see Patrine using a Bolt Axe now. Patrine probably hated General Bolt Axe. She probably knew that he was destined for failure eventually. Though little did she know that he would actually outlive her. Very, very slightly, but still outlive her nonetheless. I guess I have to go for the Brave Lance here. And get Luna, because why not? Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous about this, but it should work out fine. But I think my next two characters have to attack the Siege Tomes. Now let's just get rid of Meteor first. Not necessary, but I'll take it. And then you'll get rid of Bolting. So now the only one left is Blizzard, which is the weakest of the Siege Tomes. Not in Thracia, where I can put you to sleep, but this isn't Thracia. I keep pointing it out, but I just still think that's always... It's always been so weird to me how in Thracia 776 the Blizzard Tome causes sleep. I don't really understand exactly how that works, but yeah, it does. And it's actually really frustrating there, because as you no doubt know by now, sleeping characters get automatically captured in that game. I kind of just want to be safe here. Wait, why is your hit... Oh, well, that's why your hit's down to 5. You're in Daunt now. Good to know. Combining that with Ike and Soren's A support means Soren is going to turn into Sed even more than he normally would, except for the fact that now Patrine is in range of a whole bunch of them, and that means she'll need to get out of Daunt range because reasons... Wait, why did that only affect... How did that not affect... Oh, she's on the stairs. That counts as higher terrain. Okay, then. That's actually pretty annoying, but oh well. Okay, in this case, Jill, I think, will go there with a tomahawk. I'm going to equip the short spear second just to guarantee that you're able to counter pretty much everything. Mist will stay on hand to... try and get those Wyvern Lords who slip through the cracks. And Alencia will run away. Okay, let's hope things go well here. We're almost there. We've come too far to mess up now. I probably should have checked like the exact numbers of reinforcements and calculated exactly how many I needed to kill and how many I didn't. That's fine. I was kind of thinking you'd go for Racing, but either one is okay. Racing would not have taken much damage from that, even with the effectiveness bonus. Ow. The bolt axe looks cool, at least. A lot of people are disappointed that they, didn't give that to Libra in Heroes. Should I be worried about the Brave Lance here? Don't want to speak too soon, but I don't think the Brave Lance can attack her. That is actually very good. Similar thing, the reason why they gave Libra and Heroes like a Wu Dao equivalent for axes is because he came with a killer axe in his home game that a lot of people associate him with the bolt axe because of how well he uses that there. And let's be honest, that's probably the first time in the series the bolt axe has actually been good for something. Okay, more of these Wyvern Lords. More of Jill not killing things. But that's mostly due to their massive defenses. I thought you'd crit. That's kind of worrying, but there's no other enemies over there who can, Speaking of worrying, I'm kind of surprised you went for Titania, not Patrine, because Patrine's a little weakened. Didn't even attack anyone that turn, the Brave Lance guy. Yeah, I thought that'd be breaking sooner or later. Okay, no more reinforcements, I thought so. So, how many enemies we got on the map at the moment? 12? Let's see if we can't use some efficient tactics to take out as many of them as possible. Firstly, No, Mist can't attack from there. She can only actually attack this Wyvern from up there. Is there a place where I can get 4 people with Racing? Okay, nice. That's exactly enough damage. Let's do that. Because if I can eliminate every enemy this turn, I will definitely be getting the AAA rank in power, because that's every enemy that is on the map in general. And like I said in the last map, they obviously would not give you anything below an A for killing every enemy that can possibly exist on any given map. Oh, there's still 3 enemies there. But Jill's gonna need to spend a lot of movement to get over there. However, maybe I can chant for Mist and... Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, that requires a little bit of extra movement. Let's try this. Another one down. And you can go... No, I won't be able to get multiple people like that. The most I'll be able to get with racing there is 2. Or I could go for Blizzard with Soren. There's not really that much that Ike can kill this turn. Okay, let's go for this for now. Wyvern Lord gone. Okay, if I do that, might be able to get you and then get a chant on both you and Mist. Sorry, just thinking here. I can probably do this. Or I should quote Shulk and say we can definitely do this. 3 more Wyvern Lords over there. Okay, good, and Racing. I just realized if I put Racing there, then I... Unfortunately, it means that... So yeah, Mist could kill that one. Jill could kill the other one. And then Sora would have to Blizzard the last one. And then we just have the Brave Lance left. But Soren can't really get into a position to Blizzard the last one from here. So in that case... And I just got the weirdest sense of deja vu. I feel like I've been in a situation like this before. Anyway, let's get rid of you. I wonder if it's better for me to actually just leave these two and have Soren Blizzard the Killer Axe guy. Although losing Mist on the last turn would be annoying. Oh, and then Patrine as well. But I can actually have Elincia, as much as this will probably pain Elincia to do this. Yeah, Elincia can do that. So she has that covered. Yeah, I can't send Racing there, because then he will get hit by the Killer Axe. And Ike needs to stay near Soren. Yeah, so in this situation, I need to actually do this, I think. Oh no, you'll both go for Nasir if that happens. Yeah, and you can definitely get to attack Racing there. Okay, well, at the very least, I know I need to do this. Trade, chant, and then run. But I may be able to... no, two of them will be able to attack Nasir. That's really bad. But let's at least get rid of you with Blizzard. Actually, no, only one of them will be able to attack Nasir. And I think everyone else who is in range of them has 1 to 2 range weapons. Oh, and Nasir can't quite get there. It'd be pretty cool if Nasir finished this off with, Okay, yeah, you're all weakened, so no need to worry about priority here. If Nasir managed to finish this... not Nasir. It'd be pretty cool if Nasir managed to finish this off with Vortex, but doesn't seem like he'll get the chance to. Now, I really hope it's not like you have to kill every single enemy on the map in order to get the rank, because that would be annoying. And a Wrath crit for good measure. Perfect way for Neffany to sign off, I guess. But yeah, she will be returning at Radiant Dawn, and she will be amazing there. And Gage will finish off this guy. He will be returning at Radiant Dawn, and he'll be a lot faster there. Rayson is... Yes, Rayson is safe. Good. Okay, moment of truth time. That is unless they both decide to attack Mist and end up, killing Mist, but I don't think that will happen. So yeah, you're gonna live this turn, and I really hope that's not 69 enemies. Titania, okay. And thankfully that isn't a critical. And that is a kill, thankfully. Oh, I really, really hope that was enough. I really hope that one enemy surviving is not enough to cost me. Please tell me that was enough. That was a AAA rank still. Nice. Okay. I can breathe easy. So, that one enemy got to survive and tell all of his pals not to mess with us ever again. So, yeah, 1 hour, 10 minutes, and that's not including preparations time. That is a long map. And with that, that is the last thing that I want to show in Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. So, you might be wondering, whenever I get to the end of a playthrough, I usually cover that game's unused content. I'm not going to be doing that for Path of Radiance just yet. Main reason being, some of Path of Radiance's unused content spoils Radiant Dawn. I'm not kidding. There are some massive, massive Radiant Dawn spoilers hidden in Path of Radiance's unused content. So, I'm going to wait and I'm going to cover unused content for both games at the end of Radiant Dawn. Other than that, though, I have one bridging video that I plan to do in between this and Radiant Dawn, where I talk about exactly how transfer bonuses work. In that same video, I'll also be discussing Radiant Dawn's extended script, because it's something that I'll be bringing up a lot as I go through that game, and I'd rather have the full explanation of it in one place, rather than having to explain it again every time I get to cover it, because no doubt I'll be getting a lot of questions. What's the extended script? What's the extended script if I don't cover it all in one place? So I'll be talking about that in that video. I also have one more video that I want to do before Radiant Dawn, and that's only because, again, this is an issue that it would take me way too long to talk about during Radiant Dawn itself, so I'd rather get all my thoughts on it out of the way before Radiant Dawn begins. So look forward to those two videos, and after that, it'll be time for Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. See you all then. But for Path of Radiance, this is Big Clinky signing off. It's definitely been a fun ride.